So, as I said, royalty-free media, we're looking at images, music, and video. These are the main things that we're interested in when we're creating our own videos. So what I wanted to look at very briefly is where you can get these things. A great starting point is a website called Stock Exchange. Now, I will put links to all of these up in the membership area so that you can go along and have a look at them. And Stock Exchange is a completely free website with royalty-free images. So if I sign in, and we might want to search for something, let's say we're searching for compass. What you'll notice is there's a number of areas. This top area, they're actually promoting images from iStock Photo. And if you click on these, you can buy images from iStock Photo and they'll get an affiliate link. We're not interested in those. We're interested in these down here. These are completely free images. So if I look at one of them, okay, this one has standard restrictions, but you have to notify and credit this particular author if you use it in anything. So I don't necessarily want to be adding credits at the end of my marketing videos. So I would probably go back and look for something else. Maybe this one. Again, needs to be credited. So this one just says standard restrictions apply. So in this instance, I would be able to download this image and use it for free, safe in the knowledge that this is a royalty-free image and that I'm not going to get into trouble for using it in my work. So, like I said, Stock Exchange, great site to be looking at. We're now starting to move into some of the premium sites. iClipArt is a great one. For example, you'll see this image that was just on the slides a few minutes ago. I get a lot of stuff from iClipArt. It's not expensive. You can see here for a 1-year membership, it's $39.96. That's not a lot at all. We've got various different clip art in here, so we can see this type of thing. Some of the images are not as corny as these, but we've also got photos. We've got photo objects. These are great because these are isolated and they work very, very well in videos. We've got fonts, we've got a few sound effects, web graphics. There's some interesting media available in there. We've then got my favorite, Fotolia, and this is a very interesting site because the images themselves can be quite expensive. If we look at a medium-sized image in pounds is £3.15, which is not cheap at all. Particularly when we start going to the larger images, they can be hugely expensive. They have videos. We'll come on to the videos. You can be looking at paying hundreds of pounds, never mind dollars, for videos. But they also have this subscription model. And the subscription model is very interesting. It's how I get the majority of my images. You simply come in here and you choose either standard or premium, how long you want it for, and how many downloads per day you want. So what I tend to do is I'll go for the premium, so I can get all different types of images. I can get some videos in there. I'll get it for 1 month and I'll get 25 per day. Now 25 doesn't seem a lot with all of these options, but if you think about it, 25 a day for 30 days gives me 750 images. And once every 24 hours, I have to remember to go in there and download today's 25. Before I start, I will go through and I'll set up a light box. They have these different light boxes. And I'll go in there and I'll set up a light box with 750 images that I want, that I think I might use. And then I'll go through and for a month, once a day, I'll go in and I'll download the next 25 images. And that works out most cost effective for the images that I want to work with. I will normally leave a few credits on there because there's always the odd image that you need that you just haven't thought about whilst you've got a subscription running. but I try and plan ahead and get these on a regular basis. It is important though with them, if you do this and you decide to do it for just 30 days, that you give them 15 days notice to cancel it, otherwise you'll be billed for an additional month. So like I say, great site, just use it carefully. Okay, we then have Graphic River and PhotoJune. These are sites that are part of something called the Envato Marketplace. Graphic River is literally graphics. Okay, so if we look at some, for example, some backgrounds that we might want to work with on our videos, various different ones here. We've got illustrations, photo templates, 3D renders. There's very often interesting things in here. For example, if you want a living room, not bad for $5, and that's completely artificial, that's not a photograph. So the prices tend to be very, very reasonable. I would say before you use anything from here, have a real close look at the licensing details. And again, this is an area where you may just want to have a chat with your solicitor, your legal advisor, just to make sure that you're not in breach of any terms. Equally, they've got this PhotoJune, which is a brand new site. They only launched it in the last week or two. And this is photos. So animals, for example. So if you particularly want a picture of a lion cub, $3. I mean, that's a good price, and there's some real good quality stuff in here. Okay, royalty-free music. Same sort of idea, we have OP Sound, and OP Sound is completely free, just as we were looking at Stock Exchange for the images. So we've got various different types of music. I find it quite hard to find music in here. You have to go through and you have to look at different genres. So you might want, I don't know, drum and bass, for example. And if we look at We Will Win, I have no idea what this sounds like, so okay, We Will Win. Okay, of course I found one that's not available. Let's try interface. Okay, let's have a look here. Not really what I think of when I'm thinking drum and bass, but let's just fast forward it a bit. Okay, so there's some things in here. What you'll find with most of them is that you will need to credit the artist if you use them. So whilst it is free, again, I tend not to use them just because I don't want to be putting credits at the end of a sales video. We then have Audio Jungle, another part of the Envato Marketplace. There is some great stuff in here. One of my favorite places. I can waste hours and hours and hours in Audio Jungle. We go to music, and a great way that I work with this is I might look at, I don't know, we'll take this, we'll stick with drum and bass for now. Not that I'm a big drum and bass fan, but why not? But when I come into a section, I will usually sort it by sales. And the reason I do that is because people buy the good ones. So, I mean, look at this one. Over 1,000 sales. This is a great piece of music. This is actually one that I've used as well.
Flash.
Okay, so there's some great stuff in here, and we'll talk about this in a lot more detail when we come to the point of actually producing our videos. But I literally will spend hours in here trying to find the right music, and I usually find it. Okay. So we then have Sonic Fire Pro. Now, I'll put a link to their website, but rather than just show you the website, I'm going to give you a demo of Sonic Fire Pro. There is two versions of Sonic Fire Pro. There is the paid version and the free version. For what I do, I find the free version perfectly adequate. You still buy the tracks, but you don't have to buy the software as well. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll say that I want, why not stick with it, drum and bass. I want something fairly fast, so I'll set my tempo here and maybe this one. Let's just preview it. Okay, personally, that's not really my cup of tea, but you know, maybe it fits what I'm trying to do. And I can go around and I can find something, and eventually I'll find something that works for me. So I've got this one here, Subterfuge. Don't know whether you're going to hear that very well, but that is fantastic for if we're trying to get some real energy into a video. But I can have a different variation of it. I might go for the thrill, for example. Okay, so there's just a different variation of the same track, but I can also set how long I want it to be. So I might have a clip of video which happens to be, I don't know, 17 seconds long. So I can set that to 17 seconds, and it will then produce a piece of music for me that is exactly 17 seconds long. I can export that into my video processor, and I've got the perfect timed piece of music. I use that an awful lot. So that's Sonic Fire Pro. And another one that I've come across recently is shockwavesound.com. Again, I'll give you a quick look at this. I have to say, once again, it's not my favorite user interface. And you go through here, you look at collections rather than, there's not so much individual music. I haven't bought anything from this site yet, but I've come across it. It's a good option. And again, I'll put a link on the membership area for you. So that's music. We then want to talk about royalty-free video. And as ever, I'm coming back to VideoHive, which is another one of the Envato marketplaces. Another place that I will spend hours and hours and hours. We had a comment in the forum recently, somebody talking about graphics that they'd seen on a video, talking about intros that they'd seen on a video. And this is where they come from. So it might be, if we have a look here, we might have an opener. And I'll do the same as normal, and I'll take top sales. So let's have a look. Might have this one here. If we preview it. Okay, so it's showing effectively what can be done with the file that you're buying, and you're buying a project for Adobe After Effects here. And to be fair, Adobe After Effects is way beyond what we're wanting to do in this course. However, in most instances, you can get in touch with the person that produced it and ask them to customize it for you. And for a fee, they'll do just that for you. So that is a very, very useful site. I do work with After Effects, so again, I waste far too much time looking at those. And then we've got good old Fotolia. As I mentioned earlier, if you're going to look to buy individual video footage files from Fotolia, you're going to spend a lot of money. If you want some, get them as part of a subscription. So that's the end of everything that we wanted to cover in this session.